we're about to take Cedar out to work with her. I had Ben come in because we just got done working with Bella, another series that we're doing. Spry, go lay down. And so I wanted to show, I was going to take her out. I grabbed the leash, I was going to take her out, and then I thought, you know what, why don't we show this? She has a pretty good habit of not coming flying out of the kennel, but she will come out occasionally just kind of at her own will. And so I want to make sure that she's coming out as I tell her to. And so she's doing a nice job for it. Now, good. But I don't want, what would happen is if she came out, and she's done this to me before, I just close the door again. If she comes out, I close the door. And so she's got to come out under control, and she's got to come out when I ask her to. And so this helps me get the lead on her. So as I get more confident, I can open the door. Nope. And as she gets more confident, she starts sticking her head out, and you know, I'm reading her body language, I'm watching her paws. If her paws were to move right now, I'd be right here and I'd close the door. Good. And that, just talking to her kind of gets her, she starts to think, well, maybe I can come out, maybe I can come out, but I'm gonna wait. And so I want to take the lead there. That was a really nice change. I pick this up and she goes to, sits back and kind of, this is the routine of coming in here and slipping this on. Good. And just because it's on, I don't want her to assume I can come out. So she's doing an excellent job with it right now. Cedar. Cedar. Good. And we take her out under control. So it's just a sit. And I don't mind her coming out and going, okay, I'm a little bit free right now. Sit. But let's go right to control. And then I'm going to, now if they're really, really little, get them out and get them to the bathroom. Don't fool around like this. But when we know they're not going to have an accident, that's how we're going to take them out. So but we're going to cut it. Ben will pick up and we'll be in the yard. Okay, we just walked outside. We were going to walk to where we're going to train. We're not going to do it in the sun. It's too hot. We just talked about it with our Bella series. We're going to start. Ben's going to come earlier than I ask him normally to come in the morning because we can't get the midday training in anymore. It's just too hot. It's too much mental fatigue, and physically it's hard on them. So we don't get as much out of the sessions. So we're going to make the session even shorter today because it is hot. Try to just get in and get done. Get in, get something good out of it, and get done. And a lot of people have asked, well, what about the rest of the day? The rest of the day is constant training. Like, it's always training. So she'll go in, she'll go on place. She hasn't been on place much today. She was down in our shop this morning and she really struggled with place. Totally new area. She had settled into place really nice in the last 3 days in our house, to the point where I really built some trust in her. Today I brought her down in the shop. She was antsy, she barked, she whined, she fussed. We ignored her 99% of the time. 1% I corrected her. I went over to her one time, she was barking and barking. I went over to her, I got a hold of her, I said, that's enough. And after that, she pretty much laid down and was pretty good for a while. Sit. But I told Ben, start filming as soon as we get out here, because I want you to see this is how I would work into the session. We're going to work for 10 to 15 minutes max. It's too much to go much further than that. And I think you're going to see this antsiness to start out with, which is important. Literally from when we leave the house, when we left the kennel just now, leave the house, go to the spot we're going to train, and then come back. It's all going to be really pretty good control. I might let her go off lead, and I will talk about that too, because one of the things that she does pretty good right now is recalls. I do think that control on lead is important, control off lead is important. And when I say control off lead, it doesn't mean she's got to be in perfect heel position. It means I got to be able to let her roam a little bit here and then recall, because these areas are distracting. But we're going to work into more distracting areas, and she's not perfect here yet, so we got to perfect it here. Some people, this would be too much distraction, so then I would say, don't do it in your yard. I'm able to do it with her. I'm training her to where she is at with her training, not where I say you should be training with your dog. Or it all depends on the dog, and because she's able to focus pretty good in this surrounding, and it's because since she was a puppy, she's been able to do this. And they formed pretty good habits. I am finding some really nice habits that my parents have put into this dog. It's just they have a ton of missing parts. They've got some really nice things and a ton of missing parts. And so if it's a chain of 100 links, they might have about 10 of them. But they're not in sequence. Like, it's not the first 10. Because if it were the first 10, we could start building on 11, 12, 13, 14, we'd work our way to 100 pretty easily. Right now they have maybe 3, 14, 27, 30, and that's about it, out of 100. And those ones are good, but they really don't do us much good if they're not connected to the ones around them. So heel. So we're just trying to figure out, now we're backing up and going, where are the holes? What links are missing early on? How do we build those and start connecting some? There's gonna be certain points where we get to stuff in training, things are just gonna go really well. One thing I noticed, Chelsea, who watches, a friend of ours that watches a lot of our videos, she's been watching this series, she mentioned the slip collar, and she's right. I switched slip collars from the first day I had her. That was my dad's slip collar. I put this one on. It's a heavier chain and it's a shorter chain. And so when the links touch, which is where they are right now, zero pressure, when they touch, which is beautiful just now, they fit her perfectly, where before there was about 3 or 4 extra inches. So in order for those links to touch, this thing was so loose on her, it was hard for me to manage it from being on the other end of the lead. Heel. Sit. Good. Now, it's not perfect position, but that's enough. That was a 10. I just gave her a pressure of a 10. I think the links moved twice. She felt it and she sat down. She's not in perfect position, but I'm real happy with it, and I'm going to accept the idea of, you know what, I'll give you a little bit of being out of position because you responded so nicely to such a soft correction. Heel. So that was a good job. Now, she's being real good, and then she's going to get worked up and antsy, and then she's going to lunge and pull, and then my correction might be a whole lot more than that. Like that. Gave her a chance. Gave her a chance. So a couple corrections like that, and watch what'll happen when we turn. That time she wanted to beat me to it. Now we're not even to where I want to be yet. Like, I want to train in the shade. It's too hot out. Sit. Sit. Completely ignoring me. She smells something, she sees something. There's horses over there making a little noise. She completely ignored me. I corrected. Good. Now, heel. I'm going to get in the shade. Not so much for her as it is myself. You can tell I don't like the heat that much. Sit. There's a 10. Much softer than the one before. Butterflies got her attention. She's fighting it though. She's fighting that distraction to be with me. There's a 10. Did you see that? Did you see how she responded to just that little touch? Good, good. Now, we're not even to the spot I want to train yet, because, sit, what she is used to, sit. What she is used to is fast pace. Gonna train in the shade, let's go to the shade and start training. And so, if that fast pace is allowed to take place all the time, she thinks and expects it to. And when I decide I want to go slow, she's not going to be capable of doing it. So hell, it took us 5 minutes to get this far. We've only gone 30 yards. Heel. But we did it on my pace. We did it with the focus here on me. And now as I get into the spot that cools off, now I might be all right. Sit down. Sit. Good. One of the things that I think she had a little issue with in this grass is, it's a great problem. I was coming back from the shop earlier this morning. If you watch her Instagram story, you'll see a lot of little posts with her, midday stuff. I was coming back. I should have filmed it. I should have put my phone out. But we raise pheasants here, and we release them. So there were these little hen pheasants that are probably, they're about 8 or 10 weeks old, between 8 and 10 weeks old. They can fly. They're about the size of a little partridge or grouse. So one was in the weeds working its way through this morning. She's on heel, coming back from the shop. She noticed it, I noticed it. She dialed into it. I said, boy, here's a little opportunity. Could be a little bird dog someday, right? So I had the chance to give her a nice on and off. I took this off. Come here, come here. I shouldn't have taken that off. Come here, come here. Good, sit, sit. I took this off, sit. Sit. Good. Good. Sit. Sit. Took it off. Got about that response. We're working on trying to get that on and off. I'm going to show you that. We're going to do it. We got to do it in a different spot. But took it off, and I let her go, and she went into the weeds. And when she got into the weeds, she got a little birdie, and her tail started to go, and she started to kind of almost timidly track that little pheasant, and then all of a sudden, 4 of them jumped up and flew off, and it was really cool. She was excited. I told her to come here. I praised her for it. She came running back to me, and it was really a nice little drill for her. Temptation, recall, the whole 9 yards. Probably was really unsure of what was going on there. But now, I don't think for a second she didn't remember how fun that was. So we get here and she sees or hears something, and she's really, this becomes a much more tempting distraction. Heel. So now we're gonna move. Come on. And so I'm gonna gauge her level of interest on me. Her eyes are really off today, but we're just starting. Good. Come on. Good. Nice turn, so I told her she was good. Good. Sit. Good. Nice little sit. Cedar. Heel. Now I started out with my wrong foot. I should have probably walked off with my left. Give her a chance to pick that up and notice that. Missed that correction. That was a bad correction. It was flat and dull and naggy. Should have been sharper, crisper. Probably would have got better response. Let's try it again. Didn't need to that time she came with. Good. Good. There. Very good. Don't you get distracted. Sit. Sit. Good. Heel. Heel. Sloppy little sit, but I'll take it. Sit. Now, I'm going to work into that remote sit that we talked about yesterday. Good. Can tell she's a little on edge right now. She goes, where is he going? Uncertain. It's just too much. Sit. Sit. It just went too long. I can see her teeth. Sit. Sit. This is not something they worked on, I can tell. Sit, yes. Remote sit, no. Good. Good. She's loading up with energy right now. You can just see it. She's getting antsy. She wants to spring. She laid down because that's about So I'm going to get back in and finish that repetition. Good. And I'm going to praise her for it because I feel like that one was tough. Come on, come on, come on. I'm not going to let her get distracted, lay down and chew on stuff. I don't mind if she lays down because she's going to be there a while. Sit. That's being smart. I really just want some focus out of her. That's a frustrated lay down. Good. Nope. Come on. Nope. Sit up. Sit up. A little bit of boiling over going on right now. We're real close to boiling over. So we either turn the heat down or we come in real hard and become upset about it and literally turn the heat even higher. Well, poof, she's gonna blow. Come on, no, come on. Sit, sit. Very short focus today. Using that lay down as an escape to get out of it. Come on, come on. This isn't working, so we gotta do something different. Come on. So I'm trying to get a remote sit. She's decided to figure out how to get out of it. Well, I'll just lay down. Then I'll start chewing on a rock, and then I'll start chewing on a stick. Sit. Sit. So I am gonna firm up a bit. Good. Sit. Sit. Good. No. Heel. Come on. Heel. Start over. Sit. Heel. Sit. Good. She's getting pretty good at that. Heel. So now it's time for us to add a layer, and that's that remote sit we're going for. Sit. Terrible correction, that was a little, come on, a little sloppy. Heel. Sit. Good. Good. Sit. Sit. Good. Heel. Enough. Enough. Not going to let her nip at my hand. Enough. Heel. Heel. Sit. Heel. Before I go any further, I want to get at least a good sit out of it. Nice crisp one. Come on. Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. That's a good crisp. Good. 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 Sit. Ben, when I get her in a sit, I don't want you to move at all. Heel. So get where you're going to be. I'm trying to get one good sit out of her where I can go out 1001, 1002 and come back. Sit. Heel. Sit. Come on. Sit. Come on. She's a hard time. She likes Ben. She likes watching Ben. Come on. So I'll go this way and she can look at him all she wants. Sit. Good. 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 Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good. Sit. Good. Good. Heel. Sit. Good. Good. There. Good. Heel. Sit. No, you don't. Nope. Sit. 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 Come on. Come on. Sit. Good. Come on. Sit. Sit. Quite a struggle today. Sit. Good. Good. Heel. She's just having a real hard time. Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. You see her indecisiveness? See how she just can't, she's having a really hard time putting two and two together here. Her mind is all over the place. She'd much rather do something else. She clearly has had enough. And so that's okay. I'd like to get something more out of it, but we're not going to. So what I'm really searching for now is just get something good, get something nice, get something clean. I'd settle for a sit and look at me. Like, that'd be good right now. And then I'd say, okay, good. Now let's go put you in the kennel. And I bet you she'd just sleep. Because really right now she's having a really hard time. She's stressed out. But on the bright side, she sat here for probably close to a minute. As calm as she sat for me from an extended period of time on, like, just a stop and sit and not be fussy, not be antsy, not need to do something. So I'd like to end this before she gets bored and decides I have to do something different. But right now she's actually kind of taking a break. She's probably taking a break because she's sick of fighting me. Well, I'm sick of fighting her too. Cedar, cedar, heel. Come on. And so I might just settle for a nice little heel. Sit. And a pretty willing sit. That was pretty good. Cedar, heel. Sit. Good. I'll take that. Good. Probably the least amount of progress we've made in a session, but now I'm looking at it and I'm going, instead of me being so formal, sit down. Instead of me being so formal, I'm just kind of relaxing a little bit, going, you know what? We're just about done. Sit. And good. Good. Enough. And it is time to be done. Stop. Because otherwise we'd just go round and round and go through this all again. Heel. So we're gonna put her up. I'm gonna do my best. Let's just keep filming, Ben. There's a nice, look at that, little getting out of my way. Good dog. Just keep filming and I'm gonna go back and put her up. And I'm going to work to do it as controlled as we can, as controlled as we came out. And I'm going to look at it and go, you know what, she's going in a lot better than she came out. My pace is varied and she's responding to it. If I go fast, she's with me. If I slow down, she's with me. Good, thank you. And she almost wanted to sit for me. Thank you. Good, a little change of pace, a little change of scenery. Good. She's just a little busybody. You just see that, you see that head just, gotta look at everything. Good. We'll get it where she's looking to me. Good. But we're not gonna, because the session is over, we didn't just go, all right, let's go put her in the kennel. Put her up. We came back expecting her to do the same thing that we were doing during the drills. She actually came back maybe better than she did during the drills. So now we go put her back in the kennel and she'll sleep. Good. Good.